What's going on, folks? Your boy Metal here, Tin Man TNA podcast, coming to you for another video. Talked in the last video about this 100-liter pack that I got. So I'm here to talk about this guy and what I found I can use it for, and some other things you might be able to use it for. Always keep your mind open whenever it comes to this cheaper gear, because it can have value. It's just what you're using it for. You may not be able to use it to be your load hauler and be everything that you ever dreamed of in a rucksack, but it might be good for if you work out of town or have a friend or family member that works out of town, for them to be able to put their clothes and stuff in to live out of, like a suitcase for a week if they don't have a suitcase. So I got a buddy right now that just went out on the road working for a construction company doing road construction. And yeah, Mando went and bought himself a new little bag. Well, he paid almost as much as he would have for this. So, you know, you have use cases for this kind of stuff. You just have to hang on to it till you find the use for it. Even if it's something so simple as you're going to the beach and you want to throw all your beach crap in it. There you go. If you're going fishing or something and want to have extra clothes in the bag, or keep something in the trunk of your car or something in your truck or whatever, you got it. I found a different use case for this for my own stuff. I always have a get home style bag to be able to get home if I'm X amount of miles away or X amount of time away from home. I always carry a kit with me to some degree. I tried this out just to see how it would work for what I kind of had spinning around in this chrome dome of mine, and it worked well for it. I have no complaints for that, what I used it for. Outside of that, you're not packing 50, 60, 70 pounds in this thing and hauling anything around with it. I'm sorry. It has no frame. The straps aren't that comfortable. The waist belt isn't very comfortable. It's got its downfall, you know. I mean, it's not a ruck. It's just a big old honking backpack. All right. Now, to get into this thing, this is a KingsGuard. Yes, the guard of the king is making backpacks. KingsGuard. First time I've ever seen this thing on Amazon. It popped up. Wife's like, hey, here's a $44 backpack, blah, blah, blah. It's on a lightning deal. You can get it for like $30. And I'm like, I'll bite. I'll see what I can use it for. It's okay. It's okay. It's good for what I'm using it for. It'd be good for that light use kind of stuff, but it's not going to be your hauler. It's not going to be good for like an assault pack. It's way too big. It's cumbersome. It's not comfortable for that. But getting into it, here we go. As you can see, it's a tall boy. It's got some length to it. Here in the front, these straps, they are not ride height adjustable or back length adjustable, as somebody pointed out to me in one of the other videos I did on the ruck. It's if your back line is here, where you have it, where my finger is there, and you're taller, okay, and you adjust this, it's going to ride lower, right? It's going to be riding lower. So your ride height has changed of where it's going to be riding in height relation. The length of this does not change. The length does not change. The ride height changes. If I'm shorter, it's going to ride higher. If I'm taller, it's going to ride lower. You can adjust where it's riding. Some people might be taller, but they like it to be a high tower, and they might adjust their straps down. This is going to ride higher. They might like it to be lower, so they adjust it up. So there you go. Anyway, enough about that. You cannot adjust where it sets. You can't. It just does not work for that. You will, however, have the adjustment here to take it up on your shoulders and make it a little bit tighter. It does have a chest strap, sternum strap, and it has this semblance of a waist pelt. No bungee, no nothing, no frills, no special stuff to keep the strap retained, keep it from flopping. Same with these, they're going to flop. So you got to kind of deal with that, or take some electrical tape or zip ties or paracord or Ranger bands or something to adjust that and take that up. It does have a little tiny bit of padding here at the bottom and in the back, what I call the wings. of your back here. Decent little drag handle. I mean, nothing great. You're not really dragging a person by this. It's not going to happen. On the top, we got that Claymore pouch. I love my Claymore pouches. I do. I love Claymore pouches. They're a great tool to have on a ruck. It gives you a little teeny tiny bit of webbing up here for some type of retention. I don't know what you're holding with that much, but okay. I'll bite. In here, they do give you a zipper pocket here where you can stick some items in the top. Nowhere near as beefy as what that 75-liter mooring top is. On the back here, there is some MOLLE on the back in the center. It is Velcro, so there's a patch I put on here. I normally keep it on there. I took off for the video. They stay on there really well. Thread through, it's MOLLE, Alice's daughter. Anyway, it's got one big open pocket here. No type of compartmentalization or anything. Just make sure you compartmentalize what you put in there, okay? It's pretty good size. I mean, I got a balled up fist, you know, going down there. I'm sticking the bottom almost comes to my elbow. It's a decent size. From the back here onto the side, they have these two on either side. They have like what seems to be like a sustainment pouch or something. It's pretty good size, as you can see. I can, you know, fit almost half my arm in there. Zipper, it's kind of hard to access the zippers, and these straps are really difficult to quick get into if you have to cinch anything down. Keep that in mind. The top here, where this all comes together, up here in the top. This is probably one of the most terrible fitting tops I've ever seen on a pack. You can draw this thing down. It does have a weather sleeve here. As you can see, it has a weather sleeve. You can draw this thing in. Okay, I'm gonna use the keeper and draw it on in here. Now, when I go to clip this, as if I were trying to keep it closed so nothing gets in there, mind you, there's nothing in the pack, but the Claymore pouch has bungee, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't match up to that. So it doesn't quite match up. Don't like that. The Barding top, just boom, seamless. Doesn't matter if I have it 3/4 packed, if I have it half packed, if I have it fully packed or overstuffed. I do like that they have the snow sleeve on here. The weather sleeve is a nice feature to have on a ruck, to be able to get in from the top. I like the kind that you can zip and get into like a suitcase, but such is life with this one. Like I said, it was like 30 bucks. There is a panel across here with MOLLE too, I wanted to point out, and it's blank. There is another piece of kit that gets put on here that came with it. It's kind of like a shoulder sling bag, or a, you can use it at like a FUPA or a waist belt, fanny pack, dangler, whatever you want to call it. I use it for that. I don't use it on here. I just keep this slick and nothing on it. As a matter of fact, the outside I just keep slick. Just utilize mainly the big pocket and the outer pocket here. I have yet to use either the sustainments nor the Claymore. Inside here, you can see, bring it in, pretty good amount of room in there. I mean, if you think about it, from here to here, as wide as it is there, it's, you know, I don't have massive hands or anything, but that's a decent channel to put stuff in. What I have found that it works best for me to use, I mentioned earlier, it just keeps wanting to slide. Meh. Anyway, what I found that works best for me is I have a get home bag that I utilize. This, I can put other items in that I don't necessarily keep in my get home bag, that I can have that is concealed, that it's in a big hiking backpack or something like that. One of my patches I keep on here would tend to keep anybody away from it by reading what it says. But I have found that I can take my battle belt, coil it up, put it in the bottom with my pistol in the holster. Have that in the bottom. I can take then and put one of my chest rigs. I tend to use the bank robber rig, the Spiritus, to be able to get home. I had this one custom made for those specific things, and my get home style thing, or covert action, and it's worked great for me. So I put that in here with it. But my battle belt and my Spirit of chest rig. Then on top of that, right down in between them, I can put a 10.5 AR, no problem. Collapse the stock or collapse the pistol brace or whatever you're doing, whether it's an SBR or a pistol or however they're deciding to classify those things these days, because it tends to change depending on what underwear they're wearing, what day of the week it is, and what they had for breakfast or what they may not have for breakfast. Anyway, whether it's SBR, pistol, whatever the case, like a 10.5 down will fit in here. PDW fit in here. Those kind of things collapsed will fit in here. Then you can put your helmet in, your assortment kit for any night vision or thermals or anything you would have to run on the helmet, you got in here too. So this is more of like a, not necessarily get home equipment hauler, but your fighting load would be contained here. It's worked well for that. I've hauled rifle in here. I've hauled battle belt, the helmet, the chest rig. I throw in change of clothes. I throw in hat, shamog, jacket, weather layer, things like that in with it, and it hauls it all really well. Keep my jacket and stuff like that easy to get to up in here. My, change of clothes I can put in here. I mean, it'll fit what I need up here without having to get into the main compartment. It's worked well for that. There's plenty of other instances and things I'm sure you could use it for. If you just need a clothing hauler or something like that, or small gear hauler, I'm sure it'll work for that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't put this thing to a heavy test, in all honesty. And to be fair, it's a $30 backpack made by, they call it a rucksack, but it's just a backpack. You probably haul more with a JanSport, in all honesty. More weight, I'll put it that way. $30, $30. I mean, it's gonna suit any purpose I'd have for it for $30. Not bad, but not great. It's a cheap little pack. It goes on okay. I mean, if you strap it on, it's kind of awkward, but as you can see, it's a pretty good sized deal. Even putting the waist belt on and stuff like that, it's kind of like, well, okay, yeah, it becomes a little more secure, but still not great. And I can cinch it up and do all that, and I can adjust it up here, but yeah, that sounded good. But anyway, it's a cheap backpack. Use it like a cheap backpack for cheap backpack things. It's not going to be like an Everly stock. It's not going to be like a Crossfire. It's not going to be a Kill People gear, anything like that. It's a cheap little $30 backpack. Okay. Use it like it's that. Yeah, not much more I can say about it. It works good for hauling that gear, but I'm not betting my Minuteman stuff on this. It's okay for light use. Out of 10 rating, I'm going to give it about a 3. Just because I like the size of it. I like the concept here. I'm actually going to, after buying this pack, there's something I'm going to make in the Tin Man line that is going to be designed for those type of things. Not necessarily going to be a rucksack, but it's going to be more along the lines of carrying your battlefield kit in it without having to put it in a duffel bag. A lot of times people will see a duffel bag and they'll think, oh, if they see a backpack with like stupid Deadpool whatever on it or something like that, if they peek through a window and see that, they probably wouldn't think much of it. Just don't go putting your multi labia and, come and take it, your Gadsden flags and all that kind of stuff on them. Don't go putting those kind of morale patches on these things, because it's going to draw attention at that point. If you're putting little fruity unicorns and, your rainbow stuff or whatever, they're probably not going to think anything of it. And that's just probably some, like, maybe even throw something like camping gear or something written on it with Sharpie or something stupid, just to kind of dissuade the eye. I am going to come up with something that is very similar to this as far as the purpose I found. And kind of bridge the gap between like an Everly stock where your whole bolt action rifle or full rifle fits in, or do you want something that's going to be more compact that you can fit, you know, an SB Pistol R, sounds like a pirate gun, SB Pistol R, something like that, or a PDW, or some smaller form of protection device, along with those types of equipment that I listed. Something like that that's more ergonomic, that does have frame, that does have hydration capability should you need to use it in that capacity. That way it can be like a dual purpose ruck or a hauler. So that's another thing I have to draw up and get to the manufacturer too. So that's great, more homework for me. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, they found this on Amazon. It was a lightning deal for 30 bucks. It's a KingsGuard 100 liter. If you should choose to go on there and look for it, I make nothing from any of this stuff I do in any of these videos. I'm just putting it out there as general information for you folks for entertainment purposes and such. Do the like, subscribes, make sure you're sharing the content with your friends. Go down below in the comments and talk to me about the crappiest pack you've ever bought and the best pack you ever bought. You know, I'll give you my opinions, my thoughts, whatever. I've played with a lot of this stuff. I've beat the living daylights out of a lot of this stuff. No slouch when it comes to using this stuff out in the woods, using this stuff out in the desert, using this stuff in the mountains. Use it all over. So feel free to hit me up, okay? And you can also find me at tinman.tactical.apparel@gmail.com for any questions, comments, anything like that as well. So until then, or the next time, metal out.